Welcome back to Ride 360, and today we're diving into a cruiser that blends old school soul with modern muscle, the 2026 Honda Shadow 7700, a bike that feels like it rolled straight out of a classic American highway dream but got rebuilt with today's technology and rider comfort in mind. The moment you lay eyes on this machine, you can tell Honda wanted to keep that timeless Shadow identity alive, low, long, and dripping with attitude, but now it carries a stronger road presence that makes it feel bigger, bolder, and more premium than ever before. First thing you notice is the stance. The Shadow 7700 sits low with a slammed, stretched look that cruiser fans absolutely love. The long wheelbase, chunky front forks, and wide rear tire give it that powerful planted feel, like it's hugging the asphalt even when it's just parked. The teardrop fuel tank is sculpted beautifully, with smooth curves flowing into a deep, comfortable seat that looks custom-built. Chrome and blacked-out elements are perfectly balanced, so whether you like classic shine or modern stealth, this bike hits both vibes at once. But let's talk about the heart of this beast. The 7700 name hints at what Honda aimed for here: big torque, relaxed power, and effortless cruising performance. The V-twin engine character is all about that deep, satisfying rumble when you twist the throttle. It's not a high-rev screamer, and it's not trying to be. This bike is built for smooth roll-ons, confident overtakes, and that addictive wave of torque that pushes you forward without stress. You feel the power in a calm, controlled way, like the bike is saying, "Don't rush, just enjoy the ride." Out on the open road, the Shadow 7700 shines. At highway speeds, it feels stable and relaxed, with minimal vibration and a smooth delivery that makes long rides easy on your body. The engine doesn't feel strained, even when you're cruising for hours. That's the kind of character cruiser riders appreciate, a bike that feels like it could go on forever without complaining. Pair that with a refined exhaust note, deep, throaty, but not overly loud, and you get a machine that sounds powerful without being annoying. Comfort is another area where Honda clearly focused. The seat is wide, well padded, and shaped to support your lower back, so even longer journeys don't leave you sore. The riding position is classic cruiser, feet slightly forward, arms relaxed, back straight but easy. It feels natural, not forced. Whether you're riding across town or heading out on a weekend highway escape, the ergonomics make you feel like the bike fits you instead of the other way around. Handling might surprise people who think cruisers are only about straight roads. Yes, the Shadow 7700 loves highways, but it's also surprisingly manageable in city traffic. The low seat height gives you great confidence at stops, and the weight distribution is balanced well enough that low-speed turns don't feel scary. Once you're moving, the bike feels lighter than it looks. It's not a sport bike, obviously, but for a big cruiser, it feels composed and predictable through bends. The suspension setup adds to that comfort-focused personality. The front forks absorb bumps smoothly, and the rear shocks are tuned for a plush ride without feeling too soft. You can glide over rough patches without your spine taking a hit. This makes a big difference on real-world roads, especially where surfaces aren't perfect. The Shadow 7700 feels like it's built for actual riders, not just showroom shine. Braking performance is solid and confidence-inspiring. Strong disc brakes with modern safety tech like ABS help keep things under control, especially when you need to stop a heavy cruiser quickly. The braking feel is progressive, not too sharp, not too dull. It matches the overall calm, controlled personality of the bike. Now let's talk tech, because even though this bike has a classic soul, it doesn't live in the past. The instrument cluster blends retro style with modern information. You might see a round analog-style display paired with a digital screen that shows gear position, fuel range, trip data, and maybe even connectivity features. Subtle LED lighting around the bike, from the headlamp to the tail light, gives it a modern edge while still respecting that old-school cruiser look. The headlight design deserves a mention too. It keeps that round traditional shape but throws out a bright, clean beam that makes night riding safer and more comfortable. The indicators and tail lights are sleek, and at night, the bike has a premium glow that makes it look as good in the dark as it does in daylight. Customization potential is huge with a bike like this. Cruisers are all about personality, and the Shadow 7700 feels like a perfect canvas. Different handlebars, seats, saddlebags, windshields, and exhaust styles can totally change the look and feel. Whether you want a stripped-down bobber vibe or a touring-ready cruiser, this platform can go in many directions. Fuel efficiency and range are also important for cruiser riders, and this bike seems built for longer stretches between stops. A decently sized tank means fewer fuel breaks and more time enjoying the road. That's what cruising is all about: smooth, uninterrupted miles with your mind clear and the engine humming beneath you. One of the best things about the Shadow lineup has always been accessibility, and the 7700 carries that spirit forward. It feels like a big, serious machine, but it's still friendly enough that riders stepping up to a larger cruiser won't feel overwhelmed. The power delivery is predictable, the controls are smooth, and the overall experience is welcoming rather than intimidating. There's also a certain emotional factor here. Riding a bike like the Shadow 7700 isn't just about specs or speed. It's about the feeling you get when you fire it up, hear that V-twin rumble, and roll out onto the road with nothing but space ahead. It's about slow evening rides, long highways, and that sense of freedom only a cruiser can deliver. This bike isn't trying to win races. It's built to win hearts. Honda's reputation for reliability adds another layer of confidence. You get that classic cruiser charm without the worry of constant maintenance headaches. It's a bike you can depend on, whether it's your weekend toy or your daily ride. In the end, the 2026 Honda Shadow 7700 feels like a celebration of cruiser culture, but with modern comfort, technology, and refinement woven in. It respects the past, embraces the present, and gives riders a machine that looks powerful, sounds amazing, and feels right on the road. If you're someone who loves relaxed rides, classic styling, and strong low-end performance, this bike checks all the boxes. That's the kind of machine that makes you want to take the long way home every single time.